Let's play darts. Ladies and gentlemen, a 92 there. We'll take a 92. Look, the wayward 12 that happens. The other two, they're acceptable. We're in a new month, guys. It's June, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, you've made it this far. You've made it almost halfway through the year. Can you believe this? This is staggering stuff. We're still alive. Loads of people are not. They're all dead. Most people who have been born on this planet are dead now. We somehow are still alive. I'm just about clinging on in here, especially with some of the darts we saw in May. Just, the thought of it even makes me feel unwell. But we're in June, so it's a fresh start. Now, if you see this, the Samson Does Darts average announcement tee, it means the average of the month is going to be announced. Today is a very important day in all of our averages because it's the worst day. It's the worst day. I've pretty much gone up or maintained my number every month since I started. We may have dropped down a point at some point maybe, but this month was noticeably poorer throughout the whole month. You know, if you were here, how much I was moaning and complaining about the month of May. So it's going to be no surprise to you that my average has gone down. They're nice darts. In April, I averaged 51. And I'd been averaging over 50 since the start of the year. January, February, March, April. Every month was 50 plus. The average for May was 49. We dropped down 2 points. So it's a sad day, but look, averages aren't that important, but it is a fair reflection on how I've been throwing, isn't it? Every session's just been a pain and a struggle. The last video, my match I played against Jamie, that was probably rock bottom, just demoralising. The first real time I probably didn't really want to be here. That's not good. That is not good. So I've got to change the mindset. And look, if you have bad results and you change nothing and you're expecting different results, that is what they say, the definition of insanity. Let's drop down to 19s. We're going to go around the clock today. Now, let's speak about the month gone. Let's speak about moving forward. What are we going to change, for example? Where did it go wrong? If you look at my matches, looking at the percentage of checkout, my checkout percentage went from 19% down to 15%. That's huge. My scoring was probably fairly consistent compared to April and March. My checkout percentage dropped off the roof. Yeah, 19% down to 15.79. That is not good. Now, why is this? Look, I've been trying to change my throw. I've been thinking about it technically, getting my wrist through more, which has definitely happened. People have commented, I know it. Getting that wrist through more and more. Now, in doing so, my game has just dropped a little bit. Perhaps it's my body and my mind and my arm and everything, my hand-eye coordination, just trying to get used to the new machinery, the new throwing technique. So we're going to put it down to that. But it would be naive just to assume that is the reason why. They're not bad darts. Let's get going. Let's go around this clock. So I've thought about this. I looked through my statistics as well. I played 50, I think it was 56, 57 matches in May online against you guys or against Dartbot. In April, it was 70, 80. So I clearly changed my focus slightly. Either I don't feel I'm on the oche less, so I must be training more, less matches. So what I'm going to purposely do is I'm going to make sure this time next month I come here and I say I've played 70 plus matches. Now that may mean I'm going to reduce my training time. And when I say my training time, I kind of mean my warm-up. I think my warm-up may have got out of hand. I may be warming up too long. By the time I'm playing matches or by the time I'm trying to put all my skills into good use, perhaps at that point I'm tired. Maybe I need a break. Or if I do have a long warm-up, have a little break, rejuvenate the mind and the body. Right, let's go on double one. Now, this is important now, these doubles. Clearly, because they're slipping hugely. Look at these. Absolutely horrendous. You can see by that they're doubles used to be. I used to be better on doubles than scoring. I used to have pride in that. I had a good double percentage compared to my average. I felt much more confident on doubles than I do now. So we need to fix this. I'm going to put less pressure on myself. We've missed 6 darts at double one. That's okay. I'm getting better. We're here training. Don't want to get. I felt like every day in May I was coming here knowing it was going to be bad, and as soon as I got confirmation from the board that I'm going to throw bad, I somewhat revelled in it and was like, yep, I'm terrible, this is awful. Catastrophizing. You get yourself in these mental states, not in darts, in life. You can make your mind go round and round. I think that's the case. It's made me not enjoy myself as much as I should be. So we're going to try and avoid that this month. Get back to the enjoying it. Because look, I'm not ever going to be at any sort of standard where I'm going to be picking up a tournament victory at something any higher than an online tournament. It's just not going to happen. And that's okay. We're here to enjoy and love the sport and get as good as we can. So there's no need to get huge pressure on yourself. Double two. Wow, not good. That doesn't mean I'm going to still tell myself off for bad throws, but I need to accept that when I'm playing badly, it's just part of the process. I think also the fact I was ill for half of it, man flu, and then some sort of, I don't know, some sort of plague perhaps, or some sort of tropical parasite within my stomach lining, something of that nature had happened. That didn't help. Especially for morale. It's not nice when you don't feel well and you're playing bad. And look, my commitment to you is a commitment to me. I turn up here. I can't not turn up. So there were days probably where I didn't want to be here, but I know I have to put in the hours and the minutes because that's commitment. And the moment you stop committing, is a slippery slope. So yeah, look, as you can see from just going around the clock so far, having so many darts and still only being on 2, there's work to be done. There's loads of work to be done. We've got to get back to where we were, at least, by the end of this month. That's in. I mean, even now, we're not going to lie to you, I'm not feeling 100%. I don't know what's going on. I might even have to try and visit a doctor, which we know is impossible in 2025 in the UK. When I was growing up in the 90s, you would have doctors who would even threaten to come over to your house and see you. That's how committed they were to helping you get better. Now, they clearly have no time on their hands. They can't even see you inside a GP office. What is going on out there, guys? But I might have to, camp out there overnight just to get get in the queue, first in the queue, because I'm not feeling fantastic and it's been too long. Slow energy, no appetite. Potentially will be dead by the end of the week is what I'm trying to tell you. So it was lovely knowing you. And look, I've left the legacy online. A legacy of sorts. What is that, man? Come on. Anything else to report, really? Well, look, going forward in the month, we're going to bring back the fun. Okay, it's going to get less intense on getting better here. I think that it will be nice. In terms of content, I've got Mark, big shout out to Mark in the comments last video. Gonna send me some more darts. Look, we've changed the darts a few times. I don't think any of this has got anything to do with the darts I throw. The more different types of darts I throw, the more I've sort of come to accept is you could give me any load of darts and I'll still be rubbish. I think maybe I could get maybe an extra point here or there, an average, if there's a dart set that suited me. But generally, it's you throwing the darts. And I know when bad darts are going because I'm throwing them badly. But trying new sets are good. I think it's good for the channel. Keeps me interested. When I threw these, and the last couple of videos I've been throwing with these, the Mage Rabbit darts, which I'm using at the moment, that gave me a little boost, a little morale booster. So I've got to take what I can for that additional dopamine. So we'll be testing out probably 2 or 3 sets of those. That will be fun. We'll get a tournament in June. Monthly tournament will happen. That will be great. Tournament number 3, Tournament Trez. Get ready for that. Probably 2 weeks from now, perhaps mid-month. Number 5. And it's going to take time for me to get back some sort of form. Oh my goodness, sorry, I've thrown the dart on the floor. That summarises May well as well. Right, are we on 5? I think we're on 5. We're on 6. I want to get more comfortable on this right-hand side of the board. When I say more comfortable, I just want to be following through and my arm to be looking the same way when I'm throwing on this side of the board than the other one. It's been pointed out to me that my follow through is far more inconsistent when throwing darts on that right hand side of the board like we are now. Like that. I feel that was the case. That was better. I don't know, this is just, you know, sometimes you think you're on the right path and then you realise perhaps you're not, but perhaps you were. You know, I mean, look historically, look at Galileo. I mean, look at Galileo. Galileo, what a man he was. So before Galileo, the assumption was the Earth was the centre of the universe. That's what they thought, you see. This is well after they did. I mean, I even think 100,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago, I'm pretty sure they didn't even think the Earth was flat by then. But we're talking about a few hundred years ago. They thought that we were the centre of the universe. And Galileo pointed this out. And when he did this, the Pope and the Catholic Church were very unhappy. This was against what they had been told and what they knew from God and the Bible himself. And they arrested Galileo. They put Galileo in court. And then they charged him and he was convicted and he was on house arrest for the rest of his life. And it was only until like 1992 or something where the Pope finally apologised to Galileo, even though he'd been dead for that 300 years. Now, what is my point here? My point here is some people, and sometimes we can think we are absolutely correct, we're on the right, doing the right thing, there's no way this could be wrong, and then we find out we are. So just bear that in mind, guys, at all times. Think about Galileo. Like I said, no pressure, guys. We're just throwing out this board today. I don't want to get into an argument with myself about how bad I am. That happened a lot in May. We've got to get out of it. Positive mindset. I've got to release a little earlier though. Oh. Come on, number 6. So much worse on that side of the board. Real struggle. Then they're sort of in and around the area, but not particularly. Right, positive news. Clothing, building up a business from scratch. You know how difficult I find anything. This has been a real struggle, but we're getting there. We're going to do our first drop this month. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm just messing around with designs the last week. There's been delays getting something right. We're going to get that done. We're going to get some tees done. We're going to get 75, 100 maybe of these made to order. We'll put a pre-order out. This is going to be something that I can be proud of in the darts world. And hopefully something you can be proud of to wear. 8. Ooh, that's better though. 6 and 7 there. So get in the comments, the pinned comment the last sort of few months has been get on the email list. You'll get the first notification of when these things drop. Everybody on the email list will get an advantage over anybody else when this goes out. Widespread. Come on. Not bad. Come on, we can get some 8s here. Broken clock hits a double twice a day. Is the saying? Ooh, wired on the 16s. I just want to become one with the dart again. I just want to feel like we're heading in the right direction. We're in this together. I feel like me and the darts are fighting at the moment, me and the board. I feel like we're fighting against each other. We should be working together. They're good darts. I think I said this last time. If the darts are within, a finger there of that, where I want them, and this one's right on the wire, they're good darts. If I can do 3 of those every time, the accuracy is improving. That's not. 9. Now, we've cleared around this clock 2 or 3 times this year. Not going to be able to do it today quite clearly. It's showing that we know I can do this. Got to just believe that happened and remember it. That's nice. In fact, I will go and say they're the best 3 darts I've done today. Which is good to end this positively. We've got to get the positivity back. Port. That's lovely. That's nice. Nice to see. Right, let's throw at 11. 3 darts at 11. We'll get out of here. That is the summary of May. It was a tough one. Poor. Okay, I'm going to have to throw 3 more because that last dart is the worst dart of the day. That is not a way to end. Can't end like that. Yay! We finish on a double. Look, guys, that was a struggle. The month of May was a struggle. The chances are a lot of June will be a struggle. I'm pretty sure, though, at this stage, that is kind of the definition of trying to get better at darts. It's a struggle. This shouldn't be a surprise to me. I know this is probably one of the toughest months for many reasons. And I'm coming here quite surprised that it's been so hard, and this isn't fair. This is it, guys. You don't turn up here thinking this is going to be easy. You just turn up every day. La 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 la, way, la la ba ba ba, bay, and then the next day you're da da ba ba ba, and you get better and better. It doesn't work like that. Clearly, it is awful. This is a game where you're like an obstacle course, and as you go through the obstacle course, there's obstacles you've got to get through, and there's loads of other people around you. And on that first obstacle course, that first obstacle that I can't say, that first obstacle you jump over, 3 or 4 people will not do it. They'll try and jump over, they can't do it, they'll give up and they'll go. You get to the next one and they carry on. The strongest survive here. This is perseverance. It's not necessarily a game of skill. It's a game of mental fortitude. This will make us stronger. That month will make us stronger. We'll look back at this month and say this was the making of us. Godspeed.